seconds. Steph between the whole roster and threw it in. Are you kidding?
Did you know that in a typical NBA game, Stephen Curry runs over 2.5 miles? That's more than many NFL wide receivers. But the most shocking part isn't the distance. It's that most of it is done at a dead sprint without even touching the basketball. But what if I told you his greatest weapon isn't his legendary three-point shot, but his mind? We're about to break down the 5 core principles Stephen Curry uses to not just survive chaos on the court, but to create it and bend it to his will. The final principle, his gravity effect, will change how you watch the game forever. Before we dive in, think about the last time you felt truly overwhelmed by pressure. What was your immediate gut reaction? Was it to freeze up or rush a decision? Hold on to that thought, because Curry's approach offers a powerful alternative. Imagine a hornet's nest. Now imagine willingly running into it. That's what Stephen Curry does on almost every offensive possession. While most superstars demand the ball, Curry thrives by giving it up and sprinting through a maze of defenders, creating deliberate, controlled chaos for the opposing team. This constant motion isn't just cardio. It's a strategic weapon that forces defenses into making split-second decisions, creating cracks in their foundation before he even considers shooting. He knows that chaos is a defense's worst enemy. The core takeaway here is simple, yet profound. Don't just react to a chaotic situation. Learn how to initiate it on your own terms. Why does this relentless movement work so well? Every defender has a primary assignment and a secondary help responsibility. Curry's chaotic off-ball sprints force defenders to constantly switch between those two modes, leading to mental fatigue and inevitable communication breakdowns. This creates wide-open lanes and easy shots for his teammates, turning his movement into the primary play call. This strategy has a massive real-world impact. So, how can you apply this? In any competitive environment, look for ways to stress your opponent's decision-making process. Force them to juggle multiple priorities, and they will eventually make a mistake you can capitalize on. Here's a surprising insight into Curry's genius. He has a completely different relationship with the shot clock than almost any other player. Most stars have a preferred rhythm, but Curry is a master of tempo manipulation, equally comfortable launching a shot in the first 3 seconds of a possession, as he is patiently waiting until the final 2. This unpredictability is a nightmare for defenses programmed to react to set patterns. He's not just playing against the 5 players on the court, he's playing against their expectations. This is a game within the game. The lesson is powerful. Refusing to be predictable is one of the greatest advantages you can have. Think about how you can control the rhythm in your own life. By either striking fast or practicing deliberate patience, you dictate the terms of engagement. A quick, decisive 3 from Curry can demoralize a team after they just scored, while a long, drawn-out possession can wear them down physically and mentally. He uses the clock as a tool to control the emotional state of his opponents. You can do the same. Varying your pace in a negotiation, a project, or even a simple conversation keeps the other side off balance and forces them to react to you. Master your tempo, and you will master the situation. Watch Stephen Curry dribble, and you might see flashy crossovers and behind-the-back moves. For Curry, the dribble isn't just about getting past his man. It's a radar system. Each bounce, each hesitation is sending out a signal and reading the defense's reaction. Where is the help defender leaning? Which way are the big man's feet pointing? It's a high-speed conversation he's having with the entire court. He turns a simple action into a powerful diagnostic tool. The key is to see your fundamental skills not just as tools for execution, but as tools for perception. So how does he process this information so quickly? It's about recognizing patterns. A defender shifting his weight half an inch to the left tells Curry that the lane is open for a pass. A slight drop of the hands from his own defender signals it's time to shoot. He has drilled these micro-reads so many times that his reactions are instantaneous. This isn't magic. It's mastery built on thousands of hours of repetition. For us, the actionable takeaway is to break down complex situations into the smallest possible pieces. Master the tiny cues in your field, and the big picture will become shockingly clear. Here's a fact that sounds completely backward. When 2 defenders guard Stephen Curry, his team is at an advantage. For 99% of players, a double team is a moment of pure panic designed to force a turnover. For Curry, it's the entire goal. He remains incredibly calm because he knows that sending a second defender to him means one of his teammates is now wide open. He actively invites this pressure. He has rewired his brain to see pressure as an opportunity. This mental flip is a total game changer. The lesson is to stop viewing pressure as something to avoid and start seeing it as an indicator that you have created an advantage elsewhere. There's a famous story about Steve Kerr telling his team that the solution to a double team on Curry is simple. Curry gives up the ball and trusts his teammates to win the resulting 4-on-3 situation. It's a strategy built entirely on trust and preparation. The Golden State Warriors drill these scenarios relentlessly, so when the chaos of a double team arrives in-game, they are merely executing a pre-planned solution. They've taken a chaotic moment and turned it into a simple math problem. The takeaway is critical. The best way to handle chaos is with calm, collective preparation. Build trust in your team before the storm hits. We're about to get into the single most important principle that defines Curry's career. But quickly, if you're getting value from this breakdown of strategy and high-performance mindset, hit that subscribe button. We go deep on the tactics of the world's greatest performers every week, and you don't want to miss what's next. Think of the sun. Its massive gravity bends the path of every planet around it. In the NBA, Stephen Curry is the sun. Coaches and analysts call this the gravity effect. His reputation as a shooter is so immense that he pulls defenders toward him from all over the court, whether he has the ball or not. He can stand 35 feet from the basket, and 2 defenders will refuse to leave his side, creating a massive power play for the rest of his team. His mere presence manipulates the defense. Understand this. Sometimes your greatest influence comes not from what you do, but from what your reputation makes others think you are about to do. How do you apply this gravity concept? You build a reputation for being so excellent at one core skill that people overcommit to stopping it, creating other opportunities. Curry's gravity is the engine of the entire Warriors offense. He directs defenders like a conductor, simply by running to a certain spot on the floor. It is the ultimate form of leverage. He is playing chess, while others are playing checkers. The actionable advice is to focus on becoming truly elite in one area. That single powerful threat can become the key that unlocks everything else for you and your team. The most common mistake teams make when guarding Curry is focusing on the ball. They become so fixated on the basketball that they lose track of him for 1/10 of a second. And that's all it takes. True defensive discipline against him isn't about watching the ball. It's about staying attached to his body, no matter what. This reveals a deeper truth about managing any chaotic element. You must focus on the source of the chaos, not its symptoms. Don't get distracted by the noise. The takeaway is to identify the primary driver of your problem and dedicate your focus there, even when secondary issues are screaming for your attention. Curry's entire system of chaos would be impossible without one foundational element: his absurd physical conditioning. To sprint for miles, absorb contact, and still have the fine motor control to shoot perfectly requires an elite athletic base. He has turned his body into a high-performance engine that can outlast the chaos that he himself creates. The real-world impact of this is realizing that your ability to perform under pressure is directly tied to your physical and mental preparation. You can't handle stressful situations if you are tired or unfocused. The practical advice is to prioritize your own endurance, be it physical, mental, or emotional, so you have the stamina to execute your strategy when it matters most. Have you ever noticed that Stephen Curry is almost always smiling on the court? This isn't an accident, it's another weapon. His visible joy in the midst of high-stakes competition is deeply unsettling for opponents who are stressed and struggling. It projects an aura of unshakable confidence and control, suggesting that their best effort isn't even fazing him. This is a subtle but powerful form of psychological warfare. He's not just beating them on the scoreboard, he's beating them mentally. You can apply this. Approaching a stressful challenge with visible calm and positivity can have a surprising and powerful effect on everyone around you. Here's an intriguing future trend to consider. Teams are now actively trying to develop Curry systems without a Curry-level player. They are realizing that the principles of off-ball movement, tempo manipulation, and creating 4-on-3 advantages are transferable. The next evolution in basketball might not be finding the next great shooter, but building an entire team that understands how to generate and exploit chaos collectively. The The signal's a shift from hero ball to a more system-based approach to offense. The lesson here is to always look at the underlying system, not just the star player. Great systems can elevate good players to great results. When all else fails, how does Curry reset? With a radical simplicity. He will often go back to the most basic play in basketball, the simple pick and roll. In a moment of intense pressure, or when the chaotic offense isn't working, he returns to the fundamentals. This acts as a calming mechanism for both him and his team, a reliable action that everyone understands. It's a stable anchor in a swirling sea of uncertainty. The takeaway is crucial for any field. When you feel overwhelmed by complexity and chaos, don't look for a more complex solution. Return to the simple, fundamental principles you know work. A fascinating dual fact about Curry is that he has one of the highest career free throw percentages in history. Yet, he also leads the league in some of the most audacious, low percentage shots. He is a master of both precision and risk. This shows his deep understanding that you cannot be afraid to fail. His confidence is so high that a few missed shots don't affect his belief that the next one is going in. And this mindset is a prerequisite for thriving in chaos. You must be willing to accept imperfect outcomes in the pursuit of a game-changing play. You have to embrace the risk. So, what is the art of handling chaos? For Stephen Curry, it's not just one thing. It's a system. It's creating panic with constant off-ball movement. It's controlling the game's tempo with a flexible shot clock. It's using his dribble to gather data and his mind to welcome pressure. And most importantly, it's about leveraging his own gravitational pull to manipulate the entire defense. He has turned a frantic, unpredictable game into his own personal playground. This content is for informational and entertainment purposes only and is not professional advice. Consult a qualified expert as needed.